Hey guys, welcome to True Automotive Reviews. This is the 2022 Lexus ES350 F-Sport. We're going to take a look at some of its exterior features, some of the interior features, and have a look at some of its drive modes. This one in particular is the F-Sport, so you're going to see Sport Plus in addition to just Sport, Normal, Custom, and Eco. First of all, there's so many features on the new 2022 ES, but I just want to start with the front up here. Now, since 2019, it's gotten a lot of upgrades. Subtle upgrades, of course, but the grille design over here, for the F-Sport, it's slightly different. For the luxury model, you'll have more of a luxury-oriented silver chrome grille that goes around it. However, this one has that kind of a darker metal feel to it. It's like a metallic, and it really comes out extremely well, especially here with the front. It pairs well with the headlights, the fog lights, and the rest of the front design over here. Looking at the emblem up front, it is actually in a glass crystal right here, and then your license plate frame will go right below that. So nice ground clearance on the vehicle, lots of good looking features here on the front. And let's take a look at the headlight design. Now, every time you get an F-Sport, you're gonna get this dual or a triple beam headlight. So what happens is you have these 3 bulbs that are here up front. On the bottom, you have your daytime running light, which is this LED piece right here. And then this is also turns into your turn signal whenever it's not in the daytime running light mode. Up top right here, they went above and beyond and actually got the word Lexus in there. So that's a nice touch and a nice add-on. And off to the side, while you do have the F-Sport badging right up front, looking at these wheels, they are extremely good looking wheels. Black, which I haven't seen in an ES in a while. However, you're getting more sport oriented option here. So black on the finish over here looks extremely good, and I think that a lot of buyers will really like it. Now, this one in particular is actually not the all-wheel drive model, but it is the F-Sport model. Lexus is saying that the only one that comes in all-wheel drive would be the ES350. So if you get the 250 4-cylinder and you get that in F-Sport, you can get all-wheel drive. So looking at the rest of the design over here, side view mirror looks really good. You got the turn signal indicator here, some silver chrome finish. The window sill and the door sill has chrome that goes up top here. It follows around and then goes all the way towards the back door over here. The overall design of the vehicle itself, it's really sleek. It's got a line that goes up here and then kind of goes down a little bit towards the hood and where the fender is over there. But it's got a really good looking design, and I feel like this is something that people are already used to. It's just more progressed in certain years. All right, once we make our way here to the back of the Lexus ES. Now, the 350 F-Sport doesn't have any major differences between this and the regular one, but it does have a few extra things. And now, because it's the 350 F-Sport, obviously you have these big dual exhaust tips, one over here, one on the right. This piece right here in the bottom, it kind of make it look like a diffuser of some sort, which it is. Kind of a smaller style here. Parking sensors on the back. The tail lights themselves are really good looking. Now, you have this kind of design that's kind of been popular between the ES, IS, RX, just the entire Lexus lineup. This is a really popular one. Your turn signal is actually going to be regular incandescent. Your backup indicator right here for your reversing, it's going to be LED, and so are your lights, your brake lights. So this one in particular has those flashing tail lights that warn drivers behind you. It's a dealer installed option. And then going towards the back over here, this is where you have your backup camera. Nice and well tucked in here, backup camera. And then above it is actually your emblem. If you get the hybrid model, it'll be kind of highlighted in blue in there, but this one is the non-hybrid ES350 F-Sport. So lots of good looking parts over here in the back. Let's take a look at the quarter panel over here. Again, it comes out really well. In the silver, again, whatever that was on the grille, the same material is used over here on the back to highlight some of its opulent and well-designed features over here in the back. Smoked finished right here on the side, and then the back itself over here kind of goes along and makes the back of the vehicle look really good. It's got a nice little spoiler that goes along from this side all the way there to the end. It's integrated well. It's not too big, neither is it too small. It's right there in the medium. And some people are happy with that. Underneath the hood of the 2022 Lexus ES350 F-Sport is this 3.5 liter V6. Now they've had this 3.5 liter for years and years, and it's an excellent design with decent horsepower output, and it's also really efficient. Without having to resort to the 4-cylinder or hybrid model, you can still get plenty of fuel economy in the V6 while having some fun. This one makes about 302 horsepower and 267 foot-pound of torque. It's not as torquey, however, it is front-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive would be preferred in vehicles like this with over 300 horsepower, but depending on the location and the area that you live in, you might be able to be just fine with this. Looking at the engine design over here, it's the same cover and design, of course. For the F-Sport, there's nothing different or sporty about the engine here. It's exactly the same. You've got your battery, your air filter over here, you've got your engine dipstick here, your oil cap, your coolant, as well as your washer fluid. Everything is pretty much exposed, whereas some other competitors will have a lot of plastic trimming and stuff like that on there to cover it up, sometimes even to prevent you from working on it. So this is a really, really good looking hood. I really like the engine size here, 3.5 liter, and it kind of fills in the whole thing. So if you want to work on it in the future, you could still do that. You've got some room. Again, 267 foot-pound of torque and 302 horsepower on this ES F-Sport. If you want to open the trunk, you've got a button right here. Just press it once and it opens automatically. If you want to close it, it's the exact same deal. It's got a button on this side instead. So you push this and it closes it. You've got some tools here for your spare kit. Probably a full size. Nope, just a regular spare. And your book holders and the booklets and the owner's manual are also going to be in here. Your moonroof opener over here for up and down, and then this is the slide emergency button over here, and then your LED map lights over here. I was kind of disappointed it only had a regular moonroof. I was hoping to have that panoramic moonroof, which has that opening in view, especially when you have these nice looking F-Sport leather seats. You have this really bright and beautiful looking interior. Having more sunlight just means it looks better. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the features on the back seat and then take it out for a spin. Now the back seat of this Lexus ES350, because it's F-Sport, still has these nice bolstered seats over here in the back with exact same material. And look at this nice map pocket of some sort over here. It's plastic though, it's got leather on the outside. It's the exact same feeling as you were in the front. However, there's a lot of leg room in here. There's a couple vents. And then having a look at some of the options over here, check this out. You've got USB Type-C, USB Type-C over here, and a 12-volt outlet, 120 watts. This is really, really cool. And then you can close or open these vents. You can change the direction in which the air is flowing. This is unique because the vehicle is F-Sport, and at the trim that it is and the price, you don't hear a lot of outside noise. So when you're spending time in the front or the rear, you are in good comfort because not a lot of noise coming from outside. Maybe the windows are insulated pretty well, but I noticed that in this vehicle, and that's really, really cool to bring that luxury feel. You're not only driving a luxury, you feel like you're in luxury. So, all right, let's have a look at many of the other features. Now that we've explored the exterior features and some of the interior and cool quirks and features, let's take it out for a quick spin. Now that we also know that there's 3 sport modes, 3 modes actually, but 2 sport mode, Sport and Sport Plus. We also have normal for you to push this in. You've got Eco to bring it down, Sport, Sport Plus, way up top. So let's take it out on the road and see how it drives. All right, now that we're out on the drive, I thought it was easier to just take the highway ramp and show you around these drive modes. When you first start the vehicle, it defaults to normal or custom mode. You kick it down for Eco, or up a few notches for Sport and Sport Plus. But let's stay in Eco for now just to kind of see. These modes are actually a resemblance of what happens with the steering response, the braking, the suspension, as well as the acceleration. So we're in Eco right now, taking a ride over here to take the highway. Right off the bat, I noticed that it's a bit restrained. However, it does go. It is an 8-speed automatic, I believe. So being an 8-speed versus the CVT, which comes standard on the hybrid model, which is pretty similar to this one. This is the F-Sport with the 350, 302 horsepower, 267 foot-pound of torque. Now, those are pretty good numbers in terms of this class size, but it does move. Now that we're in Eco and we're pushing on the gas a little bit, getting out of this traffic jam we're in, it does seem to have some leverage and some ability to kind of maneuver around these lanes, figure out how the suspension, the steering, as well as the acceleration response comes together and gives you that pleasant and smooth driving feel. The speed limit here is around 60 miles an hour, but going with the flow of traffic, I am noticing that it really does move. And not only that, it actually has plenty of power to move. Now let's go to normal instead and see if there's any difference. Being in normal, I see that it's able to pick up a notch just a little bit. You got a lot more response, a lot more feedback from the pedal, the acceleration pedal, and I like that. It almost feels like a middle ground from what you're about to get, which is Sport and Sport Plus. Take it up a notch to Sport. Sport mode, I noticed that there's some small visual differences on the screen and the gauges and stuff like that. However, also in terms of speed, it is picking up quite a bit effortlessly. And by effortlessly, I mean you barely have to push it, and it's actually feeling super lightweight. It just wants to go. It really just wants to go. Thank you so much for checking out this review. I really hope to take you on another review very, very soon. It's been really tough finding these vehicles, and so when a dealer like Lexus of Seattle is able to let me borrow this vehicle for a short drive and explain some of the features on the outside, the inside, as well as the drive feel, it really makes a difference. I'm doing my best to get you guys videos of 2022 or 2023 vehicles because that seems to be one that interests people the most. No one wants to see older cars, but from time to time I may upload cars that are a year or two old, but I am doing my best to get you these new vehicles. Big shout out to Lexus of Seattle for letting me borrow this vehicle again. It's a huge thank you to you guys.